Hello, Miss Naparata here again. I am here to go through what your homework is tonight for you um, because I know we have gone through these circles pretty quickly, and I am so proud of you guys because the large majority of you are really getting this. Circles is one of those things that once you get it, you really get it and you're great at them. Until you get it, it's very difficult. So continue working hard at them. Once you get what you're supposed to be doing, it will become repetition for you and you will be able to do it over and over successfully. So keep working hard at it. Remember that growth mindset that we've talked about. I'm going to do 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm going to try to do them quickly. So if I'm going too quick, you can go back and pause the video and watch what I'm doing. I just want to make sure the video isn't too long for those students that don't want to sit and watch a 20-minute video of me teaching after you've seen me all day. So with that said, here we go. We're going to start with number 7. So after taking part in a competition, Becky received a bronze medal with a diameter of 8.5 centimeters. As you know, I say this all the time. I'm very visual, so I like to draw out what my word problems are telling me. So they told me that I have a diameter of 8.5 centimeters. I need to find the medal's circumference. So I am automatically going to list Ridka here. So I need to begin by filling in what I know. They gave me the diameter, so I'm going to go ahead and fill that in. In order for me to find my circumference, I need to know my radius. So I know that my diameter is the entire way across the circle through the center. My radius is only halfway across the circle from the center to the side. So my radius would be half of my diameter. So 8.5 divided by 2 will give me 4.25, which is the length of my radius. Now I need to find my circumference. So I'm going to start with my circumference formula, which is 2 pi r. Now I'm going to fill in what I know. I do not know my circumference. I know that 2 is always there. I know that 3.14 is always pi. And I also know that my radius is 4.25. Now I'm going to multiply those all together to get 26.69 centimeters. The question is asking me for circumference, so I do not need to move on and solve for area, but I'm going to go ahead and do that for you just so you can see the process to solve for area over and over again. So my formula for area is A equals pi r squared. I'm going to fill in what I know. I do not know my area. I know that pi is 3.14, and I know that my radius is 4.25 squared. So 4.25 times 4.25 times 3.14, my area will be 56.72 centimeters squared. So if the question asked me what the area of her medal would be, it would be 56.72 centimeters squared. So if you need to go back and look at that problem, pause this video, rewind, watch me do everything backwards, and watch it again. For now, I'm going to erase it and go through number 8 with you. So Franklin measured the button on his pants. The key is there that a button is round. They did not tell you that it's a circle, but you know that a button is typically round. Then he calculated that it has a circumference of 25.12 millimeters. What is the button's diameter? So I'm going to draw the picture, and I know that all the way around is 25.12 millimeters. When I list my Ridka here, I'm going to fill in what I know. So they gave me circumference. I need to be able to find the diameter. Before I can find the diameter, I have to find the radius because that's what the circumference formula calls for. So I will start by using my circumference formula, and I will plug in what I know. I know that my circumference is 25.12. I know that 2 and pi is 3.14. I do not know my radius. So now I'm just solving this equation. 2 times 3.14 is 6.28 r. In order to get r by itself, I need to divide both sides by 6.28 to get that my radius equals 25.12 divided by 6.28 to get 4. So I know that my radius is 4. The question is actually asking what's my diameter. I know that my radius is halfway across the circle. The diameter is all the way across the circle, touching both sides and the center, so that I know that my diameter is 2 times my radius, which will give me 8. If I wanted to find the area of his button, which they didn't ask, but I'm going to find it anyways, I would have area is equal to pi r squared. I'm going to fill in what I know. I do not know my area. I know that pi is 3.14, and I know that the radius is 4, and I need to square it. So 4 times 4 times 3.14 will give me an area of 50.24 millimeters squared. It's squared because area is in square units. So if you need to look at this again and I'm moving too fast for you, please pause the video and go back and watch it again. We are going to go through numbers 9 and 10, which are the semicircles. Miss Smith wants to build a semicircular garden, and she wants to surround it with a fence to keep her dogs out. So here is my semicircular garden, and I'm going to build a fence around it, which is my black marker representing that fence. I'm also going to draw an imaginary other half of my semicircle to show the entire circular image. She measured the garden's length, half of the garden's length at 6 feet long. So half of the length will be 6 feet, that is my radius. So I know that my radius is 6 feet. Because I'm putting a fence around the garden, I know that it's circumference. Area would be what would be inside the garden, like would be the green stuff that I just drew. We're finding the black, which is the circumference. So I'm going to go down and find Rivka. I know that my diameter is twice the length of my radius, so 6 times 2 is 12 feet. My circumference is C equals 2 pi r. I'm going to fill in what I know. I know that 2 is the same, pi is 3.14, and my radius is 6. So my circumference of an entire circle with a radius of 6 would be 37.68. That's the circumference of an entire circle, everything around, including this imaginary dotted line. I don't want the entire circle. I only want half of the circle. So I need to divide my circumference in half to get the circumference of my semicircle, which would be 18.84. So with that said, I have now found the circumference, or the outside arched part of my garden. In order to keep the dogs out, the fence needs to go all the way around the garden, so I need to add this back. I know that half of it was 6, so the other half has to be 6. So I need to add back 12 feet to my distance around my circle, because it's not including this flat part on the bottom here. So I need to add 12 to this to get a total of 30.84 feet. That would be the amount of fence that she needs to buy in order to fence the garden all the way around and keep her dogs out. So if you need to see this problem again, or I'm moving too quickly, please pause and rewind it as I go on to number 10. So number 10, John is painting a sign of a rising sun, which happens to be exactly half of a circle. So I'm going to draw my rising sun. all of the orange in here is the paint that he is going to need to paint his sun. I'm going to draw the remainder of our imaginary circle. The circle's base is 30 inches, so that will be our diameter. And they want to know how much paint he'll need to buy to cover the space of his sun. So I know I need to start by finding my radius. I know that my radius is half of my diameter because it only goes halfway across the circle. So my radius is 15 inches, I'm sorry. When I'm going down and finding Rivka, I could find my circumference, but I don't need to because I'm looking for everything inside my semicircle. I'm going to skip my circumference and go right to my area. So area is equal to pi r squared. Now I'm going to fill in what I know. I do not know my area. I know pi is 3.14, and I know that my radius is 15. So when I do this math, I have 15 times 15 times 3.14 is 706.5 inches squared. With that said, that is the area of this entire circle, including this imaginary half that I've drawn. When I divide this in half, divide by 2, I'm going to get that my area of my semicircle is 353.25 inches squared. Do I need to add anything back to it? No, I don't. When I erased half of the imaginary circle, I have everything that's inside that needs to be painted. There is nothing else that I need to add to it or take away from it. So area for semicircle is simply dividing your area in half. Circumference, the one we did here on number 9, is the one where you have to divide it in half and then add back your diameter on the bottom. Hopefully these were able to help you. Again, if you're still not understanding this, I need you to let me know, okay? Hopefully you have a good night, and I'll see you later. Bye.